Hey everyone, Ross McCorkle here with another episode of the Depot 180. The Steelers have made some additional signings since last episode with defensive lineman Daniel Ekuale. He's a longtime veteran of the league that became a full-time starter last season with the Patriots. He's a solid two-gap player that can help provide some stability to the defensive line alongside a presumed high draft pick at the position to develop behind him and Cameron Hayward. They also brought back Isaiah Loudermilk, whom they traded up to draft 4 years ago. They also signed safety Juan Thornhill. Safety was a big need in free agency, and I actually really like the fit with Thornhill. He was a Cleveland Brown for the last 2 seasons and played in just 11 games per year over those 2 years with a calf injury that kept creeping back. But he was healthy and productive for 4 years with the Chiefs before that. When he was healthy, he was productive with the Browns and really showed a great foundation of fundamentals, including sound tackling. In a lot of ways, he reminds me of Deshaun Elliott last year. He has a lot of free safety experience, like Elliott did, but he can also play in the box and in the slot with sound tackling fundamentals. He really rounds out that room and allows them to play each safety in different spots at different times to exploit matchups. They also brought back Ben Skowronek and Scotty Miller from last year's receiving room. I have my doubts that Miller will be able to crack the roster, but Skowronek is a valued special teamer and was solid as a blocker on the perimeter. Both are highly valued skill sets. Imagine having DK Metcalf, George Pickens, and Skowronek on the field at the same time and running out of those formations. All three can block well. I'm sure Arthur Smith is already theorizing different ways to take advantage of that. Finally, perhaps the most consequential addition, quarterback Mason Rudolph is back in Pittsburgh. After a brief stint with the Titans, he is back to where he spent the first several years of his career. With Aaron Rodgers still stringing along the Steelers, Rudolph could end up becoming the de facto quarterback one. If that happens, the Steelers will likely bring in another veteran for competition, maybe a Joe Flacco or somebody else. They would also likely have to take a long look at the draft to perhaps draft a quarterback in the first 4 rounds or so. Keep in mind, they no longer have a second-round pick from the DK Metcalf trade, which makes their first few draft selections all the more consequential. Let's hope Rodgers makes up his mind in the coming days, rather than the coming weeks or months, for sanity's sake. Let me know how you enjoyed the video on Twitter at Ross_McCorkle, and as always, visit SteelersDepot.com for your latest and greatest Steelers breaking news and analysis.